Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alright, so today is the 20th lecture of Organic Base Industries. The topic of today's lecture is chemistry involved in the processing of kraft pulp. So let's see. The key concept of today involved in today's lecture are introduction basically, and then we shall have a brief account of the history of kraft pulping and the objective, why it is important, and an overview of the process by using flow sheets or diagrams, and then we shall have a detailed study of kraft pulping process and the reactions or chemistry involved in kraft pulping. Okay, before getting into the detail of the kraft pulping process, we should have a clear picture of what is a pulp. Pulp is basically a lignocellulosic fibrous material, but the question rises, what is lignocellulosic fibrous material? Lignocellulosic fibrous material are the basically plant dry matter. You can say that we can also say them as biomass. This biomass is abundantly available raw material on earth for the production of many things like paper or biofuels like bioethanol. So it is composed of, what does it it is composed of? Lignocellulosic fibrous materials are a combination of complex carbohydrate polymer like cellulose or hemicellulose, and the combination is made with an aromatic polymer, that is lignin. So lignin are basically very large macromolecules. They are polymer they have aromatic alcohols. So this combination of this lignin with cellulose material, it gives rises to lignocellulosic fibrous material. If you have a look on these pictures, then on one side we have these big tree logs, and these tree logs are the can be converted, or wood can be converted into the other picture, that is the pulp. And this picture is basically how the pulp material, which we call as lignocellulosic material. Lignocellulosic fibrous material is the basically chemical, we are talking about its chemical composition here. So how we can convert these pulp into this tree logs into this pulp, because we can do this thing by chemically or mechanically separating cellulose fibers, and the raw material that could be shown here. It could be wood, it can be wood, or it can be waste paper, or you can say we can recycle papers too, and also fibers, crops can be used for it, or you can say the old cloths or rags that we say them. Anyways, these things can be the raw material for the production of pulp. And also how we can carry out this thing, that we can mix these raw materials, wood, fiber, crops or rags, with water and other chemical or plant based additives. These additives are, you shall see later that what kind of additives can be used for this purpose. And then we can say that pulp is generated, and pulp is a major raw material used in paper making and the industrial production of other paper products. Actually, the history of pulp is very dates back very old times. But when we talk about the kraft pulping process, then here we are discussing kraft pulping process, which we shall focus only on that. So this is basically a picture of this is a picture of kraft paper mill. And when we talk about the history of kraft process, then we say that it was basically invented by Carl F. Dahl in 1879. And this paper mill using this technology, it started in Sweden in 1890. And the very first invention of recovery boiler, it is the basically last part that comes in the processing of this paper pulp. And this invention of this recovery boiler, it was done by J.H. Tomlinson in 1930s. Here a few things that are the main objectives of this kraft pulping process. That the main objective is to convert wood into cellulosic pulp. And the second thing, that there are a few things that we have to make sure that are must to have in this process, that the safety of the people and the safety is the most important thing. So we have to make sure that the process operates safely, and the quality of the paper pulp, it should be like it should be strong enough for paper making. And because when we talk about the raw materials, like we are we are converting wood into pulp. So pulp quality, like the quality of the cellulosic fibers, they should be strong enough to make a good paper. And then we should, because it should be good enough to satisfy the customers, and it should be like it should minimize the impact of water and air, and the cost should be minimum, and the product quality should be very good and enhanced. These are the few basic points that are involved in, you can say, that are the part of craft process. One thing is that craft process is also known as craft pulping. So basically what is this? Is the technology of conversion of wood into wood pulp. And this wood pulp, we have already discussed that it is mainly it is comprised of cellulose fiber, and cellulose is in the combination of lignin. So this lignin, you can say that we can control the amount of lignin present using different chemical methods. So the process starts when we have these wood chips, like the broken small parts of wood, when they are feeded in the digester, and then these wood chips, they are subjected to harsh chemicals. We call these harsh chemicals as white liquor to produce. This is white liquor is basically inorganic chemicals. They produce pulp and spent liquid. And what is spent liquor? Basically, you just say that wood chips are treated with white liquor, or the harsh chemicals or additives, and the product of this one is pulp, and there is one byproduct, that is the liquid or fluid form. So this liquid or fluid form, that is the byproduct, we call it as black liquor. It does contain some organic or inorganic chemicals in there, and also we can recycle this black liquor there. This spent liquor or black liquor, we can later regenerate to white liquor in casticizer. Casticizer is basically, you can say that this is something we use, like we treat the material with the alkaline solution. So after the treatment, we can regenerate this spent liquid to obtain white liquor, and then reuse this white liquid. So today we say that this process is approximately, we are talking here about the craft process. Actually there are different processes that are involved for the processing of this pulp, the production of pulp. Just like we know this process as sulfite process. Basically craft is a word used for sulfate. So this is a basically sulfate process, and there are other processes there too. We can say them as chemical pulping or semi-chemical pulping. So in this case, when we talk about craft pulping is basically, it is nowadays, it is 80% of paper production is done by craft pulping. So by this craft pulping is very easy to recognize, they say, by the because in this process there are the generation of some byproducts, like gases, which are just like hydrogen sulfide gas. Hydrogen sulfide gas is a very obnoxious type of smell. So because of this foul smell, we say that this process is easy to recognize. So we can easily recognize this process. So continuing the same talk, we know what we say about craft pulping, that it uses, if we use wood chips, then we say that almost less than 50% of the tree it is used in the craft pulping. The rest of that like material, it ends up as a sludge, or you can say that a material which is burnt, spread on the land, or or on landfills. Basically it means that if we have wood, then only a small part, or you can say that half part, is consumed. The rest of the part is left over as a burnt or material that can be used on the landfills, or it can be spread on land to fill the spaces. The other thing we know about this thing is that just like we discussed before too, that the lignin content of the pulp, it can be controlled by different chemical means. So but this lignin content is very important, because depending upon the presence of lignin, the you can say the strength of the paper made, or their applications, they also change. So what we do, that we have some specific numbers. We call these numbers as kappa number. Basically what kappa number is an indication of lignin content You can say that how much like this pulp can be bleached. So because depending upon the lignin, the amount of bleach needed is also changed. So it means that bleachability is also changed. Bleachability depends upon the lignin content. So this is how kappa number is important. Kappa number is basically a statistical number. So what we say, the different type of you can say that applications are, they also vary with the lignin content or the kappa numbers too. And also we say that most of the time the kappa numbers are kept in the range of 1 to 100. What it does, that kappa determines the lignin relative hardness. Just like we discussed that according to this thing, the lignin contents, the hardness or the strength of the material is changed, and also bleachability is also changed. You can say that degree of desiccation of the pulp is also changed. Basically, actually it is the ability, you can say that how we can estimate the chemicals, the amount of chemicals required to bleach the wood pulp, depending upon its lignin contents, that how much we need, the chemicals are needed to achieve a desired degree of whiteness. What else we know about this thing, that at the it is a recirculation zone where we recycle the this materials. So we say that before putting the white liquor or the other material back into the digester, we measure the conductivity again in order to know the kappa number too, because knowing the kappa number also help us to control the process. Here is an overview of this process. If you start from the very left side, where there are written chips. Basically what they do, that chips, we are talking about the wooden pieces here. So if you feed the wooden chips in the digester, and what it does, that it here we give it a steam and also a variety of harsh chemicals, because sodium hydroxide is a very strong base, and sodium sulfide, it is used in combination with sodium sulfide. So these kind of harsh chemicals, we call these harsh chemicals as white liquor. They are the inorganic part here. So these white liquor are the harsh chemicals. There are also other chemicals in addition to these two. So these chemicals are fed in the digester along with the wooden chips, and then steam is provided here. What we get out of it is the pulp here, but this is the crude pulp, and a black liquor. These two things are produced, and one is the pulp, that is the desired one, and the black liquor is the side product. And after we get these two, pulp is it is directed to washers, where they are we do pulp washing, and then after that we collect the pulp, that is the desired product here, and then these are recycled into the to move into the rest of the cycle here. And then we have two parts, one of them is organic black liquor, another are the organic, but we have a mixture here. So we take these to the evaporator and separate these according to the their different nature. And then there are sodium carbonate or sodium sulfide, and you can say that here we do basically make up chemicals. Then how we can recover boilers. Basically this is what we call recovery process, that is very important. In this one we treat the spent liquor. Spent liquor is the here is the one liquor is what we feed in this digester, and the other one that is produced as a byproduct. So this black liquor is also called spent liquor. You can say spent liquor is the one that is obtained as a byproduct. So here we also say that recovery boilers, what they do, they make the most out of this spent liquor and try to recollect what is important. In here we get this the important thing is green liquor. Green liquor are fed into the we say it as lime kiln. Lime kiln, if you remember, हम जो है वो घरों में भी चूना जो है वो उसकी settling करते हैं. We use calcium oxide and then we add water, and after adding water we get calcium hydroxide, and then this calcium hydroxide जब इसमें जो है वो सोडियम बाइकार्बोनेट डाला जाए, then we get this calcium carbonate, that is जिसे हम कहते हैं कि that is very hard form calcium carbonate. So this is basically इसे कहते हैं कि calcification यहाँ पर की जा रही है, and then basically this process is This is how we regenerate sodium hydroxide and sodium sulfide, and this sodium hydroxide and sodium sulfide is basically the part of white liquor. Okay, just as we have seen that which kind of chemical processes were involved, or you can say the overview of these chemical processes in the previous slide, then this is an overview of kraft pulp mill. That first you get these wooden logs from the trees, and then these trees are then like they are cut into wooden chips, and these chips, if you see here, that here we have these trees, and these trees are then cut into the wooden chips, and these chips are then fed into the digester, and these are the digester where cooking is done. Cooking is basically that how different this white liquor or the harsh chemicals are added in the wooden chips, and these are cooked and broken down into the like small parts. You can say that you can say we have this inorganic or organic mixture of chemicals, and then we get two parts here. One is the like when we get the byproduct here, and the other one is the pulp here, and then the pulp is basically fed into the for the washing, and here the pulp washing is done, while the other liquids like the white liquid inorganic part, it is fed in here, and where it is done like we get this recycling of this white liquid, and we get this recovery here, and then this white liquor is done for recausticizing, like we said already this thing that the recausticizing is about like treating it with strong alkali metals, and then we do like lime reburning here, just like as we discussed in the previous slide, and then this cycle goes on, and then we get this product here, like we recycle this one, and then it is fed into the digester again. What we have what are the useful materials, while the other materials, just like the pulp that was obtained, it goes into this part for washing, and then after washing we do oxygen delignification. Delignification, as the name indicates, we control or the removes the extra lignin present, and then after delignification it goes for the bleaching process. Bleaching process, it give rise, like it helps to control the color of the material or the pulp. In this part we get the desired level of bleaching, and then after that it is further like processed till we get the paper sheets here, and then in this part these are like processed for the paper making here, and then we get this paper here. So basically this is a kraft pulp mill. There are different processes involved in the other the overall manufacturing process of paper or paperboard, it can be divided into several processes basically, but there are two main processes. One of them is like we have the production or the process in which fibrous raw material is first converted into pulp, and the second one is that the pulp is converted into paper. But here we are more interested into the first part, that is the raw material conversion into pulp. When we talk about the harvested wood, it is first processed so that the fibers are separated from the unusable fraction of the wood, that is the lignin, because this pulp is basically lignocellulose fibers, and we want to delignify the wood in order to make the obtain the desirable properties. So what we do, that pulp making can be done mechanically, or you can say that chemically. So there are different methods by which pulp can be made. After we get the pulp, we wash it and then bleach it, and further processing is it depends upon the type or grade of the paper that we have to produce. When we talk about paper factory, then this pulp is first dried and then processed to produce paper sheets. And the later when we talk about, because there are different kinds of paper and their different kind of uses are there. So depending upon their uses and their properties, an increasing fraction of paper and paper product is recycled. Non-recycled paper is either, just like we discussed before too, that less than 50% wood is consumed in the is used for the pulp making. The leftover non-recycled paper, you can say that the leftover wood product is either landfill or incinerated. Incinerated is what we call when we burn something. So some integrated pulp and paper mills, what they do, that they perform multiple operations. That within a mill we have this unit that carry out chemical pulping, bleaching, and as well as paper making, and pulping and unbleached paper making, etc. So if you remember, we have seen many papers like they are sometimes we have rough pages that are pink in color. I don't know if you remember that, but when we were child we used to use that one, and they were very cheap in cost, because they were used without they were made without refined bleaching processes, so they were cheap in prices. So there are different type of paper. Sometimes we have light yellow color paper, and they are also used as just rough pages, and they are very fine white pages, and they are some thick coarse pages too. So the different kinds of papers are produced according to their processing. So what they do, that non-integrating mills, they can perform either pulping with or without bleaching, or paper making with or without bleaching. So it depends upon a particular paper mill, that which kind of processes are going on in there. But when we talk about the overall steps involved in the manufacturing of pulp or paper, we say that there are mainly 5 steps. One thing is that we have to prepare raw material. The second is pulping, the pulp process, and the third is chemical recovery. Fourth one is bleaching, and fifth one is stock preparation and paper making. Basically, raw material preparation, it includes debarking and chipping and conveying. That is, debarking, we know that we have the wooden logs, they have bark over it. So debarking is done basically by many machines, and then these logs are converted to the machines for wood chips making. Wooden chips are basically very small like small pieces of wood. When we talk about pulping, then pulping is something, it can be done by different means. We can use very strong chemicals for them, and depending upon these chemicals, just like sulfate pulping, we call it as craft pulping, or it could be sulfide pulping, or there could be mechanical pulping. Mechanical means there is a lot of force is used for that. And then we can also recycle paper pulping, that instead of wooden chips we can use recycled papers. So different types of pulping methods are there to make wooden pulps. And chemical recovery, and after we get this pulp, and then there is this portion that is called chemical recovery portion. In that case, sometimes we can get this liquid, white liquor again, to recycle for the initially used digester. And it does involve different units, like it can be done by different processes, just like evaporation. We have seen the this overview of these processes, chemical processes. One of them was like evaporators were used, and recovery boilers were used. Recausticizing, you remember, if we had used alkali metals for the alkali metal hydroxides for that. And calcining means that we have used the lime kiln for that, because these all processes are for the chemical recovery process. We can try to regenerate the initial chemicals. Bleaching is basically the fourth part. Is bleaching is basically done to remove the decolorize that pulp, that is mechanical or chemical pulp bleaching. And the fifth part, that is stock preparation and paper making. So this is the main, like, preparation of stock. We have to make the material for that. Dewatering, that is we have to dry that one, and then dewatering and pressing and drying, and then finally finishing is about the making these paper sheets, and then organizing them. So these are the different ways by which these paper pulp manufacturing